Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael, and this is Happy US Reacts. Today, we will be continuing our reaction series of Attack on Titan. Double Attack on Titan Sunday, back-to-back recordings. Episode 15 of Season 4, called Soul Salvation. Last episode was incredible. We started off with jumping right into the conversation between Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, and Gabby just so happened to be there. Kind of learning more about the Ackermans and how I suppose they have this weird connection to like the Eldian King, or I assume that like means like the founding Titan. Could be wrong on that. And it explains a lot of her defensive mechanisms that kind of seem to kick in when Eren is being threatened or she feels something. Like, if that makes any sense. I mean, the more I think about it, it kind of makes sense. I wonder if that's like why unless it was for like cinematic purposes. Way back in season 1 when Eren was eaten by the that one Titan, and then we all thought that he died. Well, we all thought, it depends on, I mean, anyways, if she like looked up into the air because she like felt that, like actually felt that, and that would make a lot of sense given this new information. So we had that conversation. He admitted to Mikasa that he has always hated her, which I don't know if I believe to the fullest extent that he put it as, about being a slave and he hates people who aren't free. I don't know. Eren still seems like something's up, and we learned that like the reason that Armin is probably being drawn to Annie so much is because of Bertolt and Bertolt's memories and affiliation and positive affiliation to Annie, because that was his love interest, as we saw before he was eaten and all that. There's a lot of hints about it between conversations between Reiner and Bertolt, and yeah, so we kind of learned a lot there. Then we have a little I would call it a fight, but it was more of a beatdown by Eren to Armin, to which Armin hit him with the question, why aren't you the slave to the bastard? And it's kind of a crazy thing, but I wonder what's going to happen with them now that they have been imprisoned. Kind of crazy to think to have the colossal Titan in prison. Obviously he wouldn't transform and kill all of his friends, but it's kind of wild. Then we jump over to Zeke and Levi in the forest of the big trees, and they have this epic, once again, I would call it I don't even know if I would call it a fight. It was once again one-sided as hell. I mean, it really is unfortunate, the Scream turning all of those scouts and MPs into pure Titans, and Levi having to kill all of his comrades that he had been sitting there with for a month watching Zeke was insane. I mean, we obviously didn't get to see him kill them all. We kind of saw the aftermath and him covered in their blood, but that fight between Zeke and him, and how he just completely kicked his ass, that incredible soundtrack that they used, everything about it was insanely good. And I mean, I don't know if Zeke would win if he was ever given a fourth opportunity. I mean, this time he even preemptively hardened his nape. As you can see, it was just like a thick layer of like the hardened Titan skin right on his nape. So he thought that he had it figured out, but Levi is some other kind of beast. So then yeah, I mean, we learned that the Scream affected not only the people in the forest, but it was felt across this, where however far it was. I mean, everybody who has drank the wine felt something, including Falco. And now that I'm mentioning Falco, if you want to hear my Falco Titan theory, go back to Children of the Forest reaction, and I have it marked. After he drank it, I have this whole theory about how he's going to turn into a Titan, and I've narrowed it down to the Jaw Titan being the one that he's most likely, or most, it makes the most sense given all of the information we have, that he will eat that Titan, or eat Galliard. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it makes the most sense given everything that I said. I mean, I could be wrong, it could just be nothing, but go and check it out if you want to hear that. And yeah, so some unknowns right now are still that Peak is Peak with Eren, and we don't know it because last episode Hanji was like, how did you know we were here? And then a few episodes ago we saw Peak seeing them ride up on their horses. Maybe foreshadowed Peak is the one who tipped Eren off that the scouts were at Nicola's building. We haven't seen Reina yet, we haven't seen Galliard yet, we don't know who else came with them. And then the ending scene of last episode, we see a flashback of Zeke after he asks where his glasses are, and I guess this doctor was the person who had his glasses before him, and I wonder if it's something to do because certain items can be embodied with memories or something. That's how I feel that significance of that baseball was, because when Historia got the paper written from Ymir and she touched it, she got these flood of visions. So I wonder if that baseball has something to do with visions, and if that's the case, if that guy we saw in Zeke's flashback was the previous Beast Titan owner. I'm not really too sure. He might just be a friend that he had when he was younger. But there was that, as well as I think the significance of the glasses is that he just cares about them because he has a positive affiliation with the person who owned the glasses before him, I would think. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to add before we jump in, so without further ado, let's get into Soul Salvation of Attack on Titan. Let's go. Ooh, a flashback. Risha Dina.
我々はもう帰ります。
Oh. Yeah, you kind of forgot how the kind of stuff just flips switches in people. Damn. Wow. Probably some of his drive. Not probably. I'm sure it is. That's crazy. Also, are we getting a Zeke flashback? Yeah.
他の子はみんな幼くも必死に名誉マーレ人の称号を得ようと努めているのに、奴にはその気概がどうも見受けられない。
Ah, so he was the Beast Titan owner, previous owner. That's pretty crazy.
そうか。でもお前ならきっと戦士になれる。
あなたには特別な力があるんだからね。
Special power being royal blood. Social dance club being the resistance meetings.
戦士になってマーレのために戦いたいのか。
僕は戦士になりたい。
さあ、もう寝ないとな。
Hit him with a hard question and then say, all right, time for bed. I see he's building a resentment for his dad for not being a dad. His childhood is robbed from him. This makes so much sense. He resented his parents for this. He just had this shoved down his throat. That's why he turned them in. He wanted to have an actual childhood. And the same thing his grandparents were just talking about. He just wants some acknowledgement from his dad. This is so sad. Man, I wonder what's changed then. He obviously got his hands on it. The previous guy.
小さいのにやるじゃないか。
This was his father figure. Or at least it turned into that way. That dynamic.
草場。本業は巨人学の研究者だ。ほら、
Saver.
君の名前は？
ジーク・イエーガーです。
おお、ジーク。どうも君は筋がいいな。
Yeah. Probably throw a perfect game. He's getting that positive reinforcement he's been craving.
ジークを戦士にできなければ計画は失敗だぞ。だが、フクロウが言うには、巨人の継承者選びに介入するには、ジーク自身が好成績を残さないと。分かっている。もうこんなチャンス、100年待ったって来ないってこと。
でもまだジークにも可能性は残っているんでしょ。
ああ、そうだとも。ジークなら。
Oh boy.
ごめんなさい。
ジーク、お前ならできる。父さん。
They put so much pressure on this boy. This is so unfair. I feel for Zeke. God damn. And now he's got his parents there to watch it and be disappointed. Man. No wonder he turned his parents in. Oh, we're acting like Zeke was the bad guy, turning his parents in. No goddamn wonder.
始祖ユミルが何かと接触したことから始まるらしいが、私はその時
Touched something in quotes.
だが、巨人の神秘の前に憎しみや争いもくだらないよ。だから、この戦争ごっこに付き合ってられない私たちは似た者同士で、この世界じゃ珍しいまともな者同士なのさ。
No wonder he looked to him as I guess a father figure, a friend. Grisha had one goal, and he shoved that down his kid's throat every chance he got.
ついに尻尾を掴んだぞ。エルディアン付近派とか名乗ってやがるらしい。今回はかなりの規模だな。フクロウとかいう内通者が組織したようだ。
And he's connecting the dots given the conversation he just overheard. Damn. Grisha's hard stare and disappointment.
お父さん、お母さん、もう危ないことはしないで。
お前は今まで父さんから何を学んだんだ。誰かが立ち上がらない限り、みんなずっとこの狭い壁の中で惨めにし。
Damn, Grisha's been shoving his problems onto his kids for his whole life.
そのためなら、僕はフェイおばさんみたいになってもいいの。
Ooh.
そもそもフェイが殺されたのはこの世界が狂っているからだ。もう誰もフェイのような目に合わせないためには戦わなくてはいけない。強い。
Man, I feel so bad for Zeke. This makes so much more sense. No wonder. No wonder. Wait. Oh, he just turned us in. No. Should have seen what you're doing to your kid.
このままじゃ親族全員楽園送りに。
草葉さん、キャッチボールしてくれてありがとう。
Ah, damn.
巨人になっても時々思い出すからね。
That is so sweet and sad.
告発なさい。も
Oh.
うこれしかない。自らマーレ当局に告発することでマーレに忠誠を示せば、君とソンゴは助かるはずだ。
Okay, that explains it.
ジーク、君は両親からひどいことをされた。勝手に見放し、ちっとも君のことを気にかけなかった。君を愛さなかった。
This explains so much.
君は賢くていい子だ。
Connecting the dots.
もう少し手加減してくれよ、ジーク。ああ、もう年寄りにはきついか。
Growing up.
ほら、まだそんな年。
No, he's nearing the end of his 13.
もうすぐ継承の任期を終える頃だ。そうだね。年
Oh,
寄りにもなれ。
there's the group right there.
巨人がユミルのためにもたらした様々な影響について。
ああ、記憶を操作するとかいうあれ？
記憶どころじゃない。体の構造も変えてしまう。
Whoa.
王子の王が始祖の巨人の力でユミルの民の体の設計図を。
Interesting.
まさに私たちユミルの民はどこにいようと始祖の巨人の一部のようなものなんだ。どうだ、怖いだ。
That is scary.
始祖の巨人ならユミルの民が子供を産めなくすることもできるのかな。もしこれ以上ユミルの民が生まれてこなければ100年後にはこの世から巨人は消滅している。
That's actually crazy.
は巨人の脅威に怯えたり苦しめられたりせずに済む。何よりそもそも僕らは生まれてこなければ苦しまなくてよかったんだ。
He's not gonna catch it. Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good point.
いつまでも騙し通せるわけもなく、私がエルディア人だと知った妻は自分と息子の喉を裂いて死んだ。私が戦士になった理由は贅沢な自殺の方法に飛びついたに過ぎない。だがこの13年間は巨人の研究に没頭し、君と出会いキャッチボールをして
Whoa.
楽しかった。
Whoa.
亡き息子を君に求め、巨人の力で自分の罪から
He looked for his dead son in Zeke, and Zeke looked for a father in him. This is so heavy, man.
獣の巨人は俺が継承する。マーレのためじゃない。始祖奪還計
He wants to make it so that people can't reproduce and Titans will get wiped out. That's a pretty solid, not really devastating plan.
巨人であれば始祖の巨人の継承者と接触することによりその能力を引き出すことができるはずだ。
Alright.
力を使えるのは君じゃない。
So, he's the catalyst for Eren to use the power. Yeah, the key to the lock.
安楽死計画を理解してくれる誰かに君ならきっと見つけられる。
Oh, at least he went out smiling.
見つけてみせるよ、父さん。
When he called him father. That's so sweet.
そのエレンから父親の話を何か聞いたか？
確か今は行方不明で医者をやってたと聞きました。
Zeke realizing that's his father.
なんてことだ。あの父親は生きていた。エレン、俺たちは被害者だ。お前はあの父親に
Explains why, actually, this explains why he's switched. Switched up a little bit. Not a little bit, he's switched up.
エルディア人安楽死計画に
The euthanization plan.
俺の手で巨人が支配した2000年の歴史にケリをつける。その日を迎えるまで進み続ける。そうだろう、兄さん。
Man, he started tearing up.
代わりにこれを受け取ってくれ。エレン、必ずみんなを救ってあげよう。
Dang, so that's the plan. That's pretty wild.
その救い、エルディアの安楽死。
And he just said that?
毎日随分と安らかな死に方だろう。奪った仲間たちの命に比べてみれば。
奪ってない。救ってやったんだ。そいつらから生まれてくる命を。この残酷な世界か。
So the plan is just to kill all of them.
だな。
サバーさん、見せてくれよ。
What is he doing? Whoa, is he killing himself? Whoa! Is Levi okay? What happened to Zeke? What the hell? And that's how we're ending it? Are you kidding me? And there's no post-credit scene. Well, what an insane episode. Another flashback episode, which I am completely a fan of because it gives us some perspective on stuff, such as this episode. No wonder Zeke turned in Grisha and Dina. They were just sitting there using him as a pawn for their greater plan, and he was upset and built resentment and everything else towards his parents because they never let him be a child. He was forced to become a soldier, not a soldier, a warrior, inherit a titan, make his life shorter for the greater good. I mean, he ends up making that decision to do it anyways, but for a different reason. And the guy whose name I keep forgetting because I've only heard it a couple times. What do you say? Mr. Saver ended up being like his father figure after he turned in his parents. And come to find out, after talking about like a potential way to solve the problem with Eldians, or the problem, I don't know if quotes is appropriate here, but him like making it so that, I mean, they can't have babies anymore. Make it just so that they stop. So that Titans can no longer be made, so wipe out all Eldians, so that no more babies can inherit the Titan powers. So it's the euthanization of Eldians is the plan. And that has been the plan, it seems, from the start. So Eren is on board, which is crazy, so he wants to kill all Eldians too. It is quite crazy. So that means they are going to kill everybody on that island, and they're going to kill every single one of the Eldians in Liberio. That is what I was catching for that. He's like, if they weren't born, we wouldn't have to do what we're about to do to the city when they were leaning up against the wall. And yeah, it's quite crazy. I mean, I don't understand Zeke's play here by blowing himself up. I don't know if he's dead. I doubt he's dead. Maybe he's dead. I hope Levi's okay. But this was a wild card play. And yeah, I mean, I liked it. This was a good background episode. I sympathize for Zeke in terms of turning in his parents. It makes complete sense given everything that we saw. Completely unfair to do that to your child. I understand, given the laws of the world and how the society works, why Grisha and Dina were so passionate about what they wanted to do. But it's completely unfair to do that to your kid. And Zeke obviously learned that, and he took up a new father. And because Mr. Xavier lost his wife and child, because his wife killed herself and their child after learning he was Eldian, which is really, it makes my stomach sink even thinking about that. But he found the child he always wanted, or not always, he found having a son in Zeke. So they built this father-son dynamic, and that's how he ended up being able to become the inheritor of the Beast Titan, which is an incredible story. And Xavier was smiling as Zeke ate him, so he was happy with his life up until the very end. Well, happy with his life is happy with how his life was ending, because I mean, a lot of shit's gone down. But great episode. Next episode is the last one before they stop, before they do a movie or some cinematic masterpiece of a part 2, because I know that this isn't going to be it. The next episode, they're gonna leave us on a major cliffhanger until the final, or the part 2 as I keep hearing it called. So I'm wondering how they're gonna end it. We still have not seen Peak, Reiner, Galliard, or anybody else who has come to that island from Marley. So I'm very curious how this next episode is gonna go. This shit's gonna hit the fan next episode. I feel it. And I want to know if Zeke's dead or not. I want to know what Eren's gonna do. They're heading back to where it all started. Well, that's where Eren's heading. Zeke's heading in multiple directions right now after blowing himself up. So I think that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed my reaction, please consider dropping a like to let me know you did. If you haven't already, please also consider subscribing and ringing that bell as they stay up to date on all my future reactions. And until next time, with the final episode of Attack on Titan, for now, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and peace.